In the wake of Inquisitor Three's death, you think more people would be aware of the harm and damage they can cause by making false allegations and
Unlike all the accusations you've thrown at Kfarr and myself simply because we point out the flaws in your bullshit logic. Hey guys, it's Wrangler and welcome back to Mystery SovCit Idiots. And this is Gabriel of the Family Privet. Not Elbay. He's not worthy of Elbay. And he's going to go on to say that while calling out him for his garbage, that Kfarr is a keyboard warrior and that he's accusing of things that he hasn't done, when I happen to know that for a fact something Kfarr wouldn't do. Kfarr calls him out on his garbage all the time. And yeah, he should probably pay attention to what Kfarr has to say.
Lying things, and you should not be accusing innocent people of vile evils if you have no objective evidence to prove that your claims are true, to substantiate your claims. We've seen how devastating that is, and the cowardly keyboard warrior who goes by Kfarr on YouTube is very guilty of this slander and libel act. And today we're going to expose him for what he really is. The delusionally immoral clown that he is. Today, so to give you some context, I met Mr. Kfarr on a Facebook group called Sovereign or Citizen. It's a group dedicated to giving people with my beliefs the opportunity to challenge them with people who hold the beliefs Mr. Kfarr does. It's a very nice group. I recommend joining it. It only has about 1,000 members right now, but
I don't think so.
A nice group of sovereign citizen idiots like yourself. A nice group. I'm going to sort of have to disagree with you there.
I would recommend checking it out. Now, Mr. Kfarr was trying to dominate the group and oh, ha ha ha, all these people are fools, they don't know what they're talking about, I'm gonna make them look stupid, was his attitude. So,
and knowing him as well as I do, I'm sure all he did was point out how stupid you made yourselves look.
I threw down the challenge. I threw down the gauntlet. I'm like, all right, any YouTuber in this group has the opportunity to do a live debate with a mediator with me. I'm a very strong advocate for sovereignty. I believe that the current governments are corrupt and tyrannically oppressive of our rights.
Are you aware that our current government was appointed to their positions by the elected legislature that we elected into office? The same goes with the executive branch. It's who we as the people elected. Whether you like them or don't like them, they were voted in by the majority of the citizens of the United States, or in their districts, which are, again, in the United States. So here's my thing. Is the majority of the people not we the people?
And Mr. Kfarr disagrees. So I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to prove my conviction, to show the confidence I have in my beliefs by laying down this challenge. And Mr. Kfarr failed the challenge. He shied away from it. He acted like a coward and just continues to insist that he's won the debate that's never even happened. And it's okay. I get it. Things get scary when there's a mediator and you have to publicly look like a fool. Things can get scary. I get it. It's your prerogative, Mr. Kfarr, to sit there and call for the violent silence of those who prove you wrong. That's fine. All right, whatever. I used to respect Mr. Kfarr despite this cowardice act of his. Okay, fine, whatever. And I even went so far as to ask him to provide me with some type of book or any materials that he has read that actually challenged his beliefs, and he failed to do that.
You should never drink the bong water.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kfarr. It's Kfarr. I'm pretty sure that him or his 11,000 subscribers are not afraid of debating your little punk ass. And dude, when is your mom's gonna wash that shirt?
I've provided him with such, but I digress. You can check out that full story on my YouTube channel. Now, what has provoked this video is the fact that this coward has gone so far as to claim that I'm a child diddler. He has made some false allegations about me, and he is liably and slanderously claiming that I support pedophilia. Now, this is not even close. To give you some context on what provoked that response from him is...
Oh, I'll go ahead and tell you what provoked that response from him. Is the fact that you were playing sycophant for an accused kitty diddler. And as a father, he's not really down with that.
I advocate for liberty. Liberty is a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. Our current government violates our right to liberty by legislating laws that affect our rights without our consent. You know.
Waterboard, dude! I got a wooden spoon, dude!
You freaking idiot. We gave our consent when we elected them, dude. Get off the pipe.
The laws that have been legislated without our consent affect our right to liberty, and that's the textbook definition of tyranny. And every time I try to explain this to Mr. Kfarr, he goes off on how I want to live my life with no consequences. I don't want to be held accountable for doing. No. I have reiterated this point to him numerous times, and I'll display the evidence of such. We can hold people accountable for violating the rights of the innocent without violating the rights of the innocent. It's a very simple, straightforward point. It's on my website. I reiterate it to him every time I bring up liberty, but for some reason he fails to comprehend this. And pedophilia, it goes without saying, is a violation of the rights of the innocent.
Okay, so if you agree with Kfarr and I on this, then why are you playing sycophant to a kid groomer?
So no, Mr. Kfarr, nothing about what I've said in any way, shape, or form condones, protects, or supports pedophilia. Now, on the other hand, what you have said, what you believe, the system you support and protect protects pedophilia. It protects the child diddlers. Okay, do you think Epstein killed himself? Like, what about that situation, right? Because this very system you support allowed a man to create an island in which children were having their rights violated.
First of all, moron, Epstein's island was not in the United States. Second, it wasn't just children that were violated. Men, teenagers, women, girls were violated there. It wasn't just tender-age children, you moron.
Like, the system I advocate for would never allow such a thing to be created. It would have prevented that. It would have nipped it in the bud. So,
well, I guess maybe you're right on that one for the simple fact that you're a communist. So that means that by the principles of communism, that Epstein would have never made enough money to have his own island. So there you go.
If you want to compare systems, your system is the one that's protecting the child diddlers. What happened to the list of the people that went to the island? It's my understanding that was never released. People have not been publicly shamed who went to the island. No, who's been held accountable for it? I mean, honestly. So don't sit there and act like my system of holding evil accountable for its actions is gonna support pedophilia, because it doesn't.
You're aware communism is evil, right? Communism is a way for a government to control income, and control everybody's lives so that they can keep their boot on their throats. You understand that that's why there's only 5 communist countries left on the entire planet, right?
The very government you protect, the very government you defend so vehemently, it gives a means of protection to the pedophiles. It's like, if I were to go out and hold those pedophiles accountable for their actions, if I had objective evidence to prove that somebody is violating the rights of innocent children, and I held them accountable by serving capital punishment.
You mean if you premeditatedly went out as a vigilante without any authorization or deputization powers, and you went out and you summarily executed a suspected kitty diddler, yes, you would be charged for murder, because that's what that is murder. You're not authorized. You're not deputized. You don't have any authority whatsoever to go out and deliver that punishment. Secondly, we don't summarily punish defendants, suspects in this country. They have rights, just like you have a right to live in your little hovel crack den there where you've been wearing the same shirt for 6 years without being summarily executed because you're a suspected kitty diddler. You freaking idiot.
The current system would come and claim I did something wrong. They would say it's vigilantism and then throw me in a cage, when all I did was serve justice when the current government failed to. Because all the current government's going to do is put him in a cage for 6 months. And it gets even worse, because the way the current system works is our government has outsourced the capital punishment of pedophiles to the prison inmates. Yeah, that's how our system works. If you're convicted of pedophilia, you get put in jail you get put in prison, and the other prisoners take it upon themselves to serve justice. That's how backwards and disgusting the system you defend is, Mr. Kfarr.
Okay, you're saying that it's wrong for inmates to deal with pederasses, but it's okay for you to go out on the street and summarily unalive them. Is that how I'm understanding that? Yeah, hypocrisy. Thy name be Gabriel of the family privet.
And this coward went so far as to try to claim, oh, he's just implying that I'm a pedophile. Oh, he's not accusing me. It's just an implication. And it's like, it goes back to the generalizing, right? Because if I were to generalize the police and say, oh, every police officer is bad because of the actions of these police officers, you would have a problem with that, wouldn't you, Mr. Kfarr? Wouldn't you say, oh, I can't generalize all police officers? Why are you generalizing everyone that claims sovereignty to be a pedophile? Like, Mr. Kfarr understands government and liberty so little.
This coming from the little moron who's never had a job that aligns himself with a group that is classified as a domestic terrorist organization. I'll go with Kfarr.
That he doesn't understand that free, innocent men should have the right to be governed by any constitution they organize and write themselves. Every time I ask Mr. Kfarr how he can justify compelling free, innocent men into obeying the Constitution of the United States, he doesn't have an answer. He just ignores me.
It's because the Constitution is the law of this country, all right? It is designed and written to protect not only the individual citizen, but it's also meant to protect the states from the federal government. And secondly, it's called obeying the law. You're required to do that. And you don't get to go write a new constitution just because you read some dumbass communist book and you don't agree with our country. If you don't like the way our country is, get the fuck out of it.
By the way, that's how government works. Like, free, innocent men have the right to exercise their right to liberty and form whatever governments they want. Like, that's how...
No, that's called sedition.
Things are supposed to be going on in America, but as we know, the current corrupt, tyrannically oppressive regime we call a government is tyrannically oppressive of our right to liberty. Mr. Kfarr, nothing of what you said is factual. Nothing of what you said is moral. Nothing of what you said is accurate in any way, shape, or form. All you rely on is, well, the government says so. Oh, the government says this is the way it is, so it has to be the way. So I have to obey because the government says I have to obey. That's literally all you repeat over and over again. Together, we are strong.
I don't know where he's coming up with this together shit. He lives in a shack. He doesn't work. He wears the same exact clothing day in, day out. And the only time he's not wearing that clothing is when he unfortunately videos himself taking his shirt off while he's attempting to spin some form of a makeshift bow staff like he's Donatello from the Ninja Turtles when he has, well, less muscle tone than a canned ham. And please, 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 Gabriel, No more videos with your shirts off. Dude, we're getting complaints. Anyway, guys, again, thank you for subscribing to Mystery SovCit Idiots, and y'all have a good one.